Coming off a big win, just how are you feeling as a team right now coming off that win?
Yes, sir. At first, I just want to give all glory and just to God, coming off this win as a team. We work so hard. We always, our saying is RYFP, reach our full potential. And, we work and we try to transition everything to the game from Tuesday, from watching film to practice on and off the field. So we're doing good, man. We just want to be more physical as a team and just transition everything to next Saturday.
You individually had a big game. How do you feel like you made the most of the snaps that you were able to get in that game?
First, I want to give all my praise to the O-line. Them boys they work hard every day. We get on them, coaches get on them every day. We work, we just work, keep working, trying to get better. I just want to give all the praise to them. Without them, I wouldn't be able to do what I do. But, I try to run the ball hard and just take full responsibility of my opportunity.
What do you think you guys have been on this hot streak, this win streak?
I say it's just the culture. The culture here is, changing. We're brothers now. It's just different. We love each other. We bond. Everybody is bonding. Everybody's coming together, meshing well, and just working as a team to get better every week.
Is it contagious?
Yeah, I feel like it is contagion. I feel like it's it's spreading. For the better, for sure.
What's it like to be a part of this team that has this smash mouth, super successful rushing attack? What kind of aura does that give you guys?
Man, it gives us crazy type of aura. I love it, man. Me being the running back, it's just smash mouth. We're gonna come at you, just full speed, lightning, and physical every game. I love it. I feel like it's just physicalness, and that's what we talk about all the time, being the most physical every time, every week.
Do you guys feel like a part of your game plan is third quarter, fourth quarter, they're going to start to wear down a little bit and you can really kind of dominate the later stages of the game? Is that something you guys feel like is part of your program?
We always talk about, being in the best shape and being in the best condition. We always practice every day. We practice situations, certain game situations, and 2-minute drills, stuff like that, of that nature. And we understand the importance of that, and we just got to play full speed, 100% all game.
What kind of challenges does William & Mary present as an opponent?
I say, as an opponent, they're just fundamental, well coached. You can tell, just fundamental. Just doing all the little things right.
I feel like the cliche of sports and kind of football especially is when you start conference play, it's a whole new season. How do you guys feel about that? Do you feel like this is really the start of the real season or the next season?
I say Coach Boykin tells us all the time. We now it's time to take it to the next level, and we understand that, and we know that we gotta take this thing to a next level, and that means on and off the field and practice, meetings, meeting more with your coaches, learning the game more, just progressing in football in general.
How much you guys embrace the challenges? This is a ranked team, nationally ranked team. It's going to probably be a big crowd in William & Mary. It's a rivalry game, kind of budding rivalry. What's this game mean?
This game is personal. For us last year, going into the game, we came in lights out, playing well with them, 10-10 third quarter, and then having, ups and downs through the third and fourth quarter coming out of halftime. We understand that we can hang with these guys without, the turnovers and the mistakes that we made. We understand that we got a chance to beat these guys.
That fourth quarter of that game last year was obviously super pivotal with the result of that game. How do you, take the negatives from that and kind of come into practice so we can go, hey, we can't have a repeat of that on Saturday?
Well, we practice hard and we just get better every day and listen to our coaches because, they gonna lead us right every time.
What else makes this game personal?
I say basically last year, I say, like for me, I know some of my teammates probably have some other reasons, but for me, it's just last year is definitely going to make this personal because we had a chance. We had a big chance.
Cool. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate
yes, sir.
it. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Open it up for questions.
Obviously, the defense has had a lot of success so far this season. How would you kind of evaluate where you guys are at as a unit?
I would say it's just a representation of our work. You know, I'm gonna bring it out. Coach Boykin, first day back on campus for camp, ran us 16 half gassers, and so things like that just kind of give us that mentality. And then obviously Coach McComb, it's the standard that we set, and you know we're just living up to that standard.
What's it like to be on this role right now? What's it like inside that locker room?
It's definitely on a high, but we're playing it humble. We're taking it very humble, taking it very lightly, going into conference play, especially starting off with William & Mary, a ranked team, very successful team in the FCS. So just coming out, being prepared, you know, really just getting back to the grind every Monday.
We talked about the Hampton rushing attack, but William & Mary's rushing attack is pretty solid too. For you defensively, what are the keys to stopping those guys?
So, you know, like Snipes said, they're a veteran team, returning 8 out of 11 guys. So just coming out being disciplined, very gap sound, just really focused on honing in on small details and, you know, not being physical, you know, just not getting pushed around and being just, like I said, gap sound.
They seem to break a lot of big plays. Now, how do you prevent those chunk plays?
Like I said, just being disciplined, having your eyes in the right place, knowing your job, knowing your brother's job, and then obviously trusting one another. Once you trust one another, it's going to become an easy game.
What does this game mean to you guys? It's a rivalry game. You still talk about ranked team, very successful, a lot of history.
It's a big game, but like Coach Bogan said, it's a big game because it's the next game. They're the next game on our roster, and they're in our way of what we want to do, which is win. Like I said, William & Mary is a good team. We believe we're a good team too, and we're just going to come out. We're going to play up to our standards and live up to our potential.
Were you part of that last year?
Yes, sir.
Were you on the team? So
yes, sir.
Did you consider?
Oh, it's definitely a sour taste in our mouth, and we're definitely bringing that animosity from last year on top of everything, you know, that's going on this year. We're just really kind of playing it smooth, going into the game, focused on ourselves, focused on being great.
With this being the conference opener, how crucial do you feel like this game is in terms of setting the tone for the second half of the season?
It's very crucial, and every game in conference is a big game, especially playing in the CAA. I said it earlier, every game in the CAA, anybody can come out and win, so why not us?
What was it like last week? What was that crowd like playing in DC?
It was great. I would say it was a great coaching game for, you know, just HBCUs, just getting that game on television, things like that. And then obviously for Hampton, we're the real HU. And so it's a great culture.
When you have a game on TV like that with that broad reach, are you getting more texts and messages like, man, I saw you on TV?
Nah, not me personally, but I'm pretty sure some of my teammates did though.
Thank you.
Questions?
All right, Coach, coming off a big win, some of your final takeaways as you kind of put that Howard game to rest?
I think the biggest thing I would say is, you know, again, another chance to see us on film and put in the work. You know, you never leave. I always tell our guys there's good, bads, and uglies in the game, and you know, we probably focus too much on the bads and the uglies. But I thought our guys, you know, they played well. You know, kind of disappointed in some things. Again, we had an opportunity to kind of go up another score. You know, it was 14-0. Had a chance to score again, and we didn't get that done. And then they went down and scored and made it 14-7. And so at halftime, our guys were kind of down. But you know, at the end of the day, hey, we're winning. You know, and so let's not take this as like we're defeated right now, but you know, excited. You know, the atmosphere was great. You know, again, you want to kind of keep your guys level-headed, and so you know that's kind of a concern when you're playing that kind of game, and then the fact you know you're on first take and all that, and they're talking about it, and it's just like, hey, at the end of the day, this is just it's a game, you know, and we understand the rivalry, but at the end of the day, you know, we gotta take care of business. And so I was glad to see, you know, our guys fight. And again, some more adversity took place in that game. And again, we talk about how we practice, you know, and again, when they talked about the fourth down stop, you know, for our guys, that wasn't something new. We work goal line every week. We work 4th and 3, 4th and 2, 4th and 1 every week. So that isn't something that was new to us. You know, that drive when they had a chance, they were down 20-27. We worked 4-minute drives. We worked third down conversion. So everything that took place in that game, we work in practice. So it wasn't foreign to our guys when those opportunities presented itself. So, you know, glad that we got the trophy back here again, and we're the real HU. And again, like always, we enjoy it till about 12 o'clock on Sunday and get ready for first conference game.
How gratifying is that for you? You specifically see your guys excelling at the things that you have put a focus on. How gratifying is that for you as a coach?
It is, and I think what you get is those guys really start to buy in. They see that, man, everything that we work and practice has showed up. And I've always said practice should look similar to a game situations, and so it is, because you see the hard work that these guys put in, and you see it paying off. And I think for them, what you get excited about is their confidence of, wow, what he has us doing and what the coaches has us doing in practice, we're seeing it in games.
What does it say about your team to be able to finish these games off like that?
It says that they're committed to what we're doing as a staff. They trust what we're doing as a staff, and they're believing in each other. And I think at the end of the day, that's the biggest thing, that they're having faith and trust with each other. Because at the end of the day, we talk about it. You guys are the ones that are on the field. We're not. And so when you're starting to see all that come together, it's rewarding, because they're starting to believe in each other, and that's the biggest part.
Doesn't get any easier from here on out.
Does not.
It starts Saturday. William & Mary, ranked team, conference foe, rivalry game. What is it about this one?
Yeah, and they said, we talk about it's the next one. We don't get caught up in where they're ranked and all that kind of stuff. It's the next one. That's why it's a big one. And you have to treat it that way. We can't treat it as, we're playing, the 10th ranked team in the country. We got to prepare, and the biggest thing is we got to take care of ourselves. There's still things that we have to take care of. We fumbled the ball. We didn't score in the red zone when we could have. We gave up some third downs. So at the end of the day, we're still going to focus on what we can do to get better. William & Mary is the next one on our schedule. So we're excited about the opportunity. We don't take this opportunity lightly. But when we play next week, that's going to be the most important game, because that's the next game, and that's how we handle it.
So when you say something like that, but then you also sit in the back and you hear your guys say, well, this one's personal, do you cringe a little bit? Do you want to kind of reform their mentality in that way, or is that different from what you're saying?
No, I don't want to. And again, as a player, you kind of see things a little different at times. But the message that I preach every day in meetings, every day in practice is, hey, we have to take care of business. And we understand what took place last year. And I think when they say it's personal, it's just more of, we felt like, man, we had an opportunity last year, and we let it slip away. And so I think that's more of not so much being personal, but just like, hey, we're capable of playing with these guys. But again, when you're playing good football teams, you can't make the mistakes that we made last year. And so I think it's more of not just personal, but just more of a sense of, we're disappointed in ourselves because we let one get away that we were right there at for so long, and then, kind of the wheels fell off. So I think that's how they see it, but they understand, and like Xavier said, we always talk about, why this game is important. This game is important because it's the next game on our schedule.
Snipes had a big game against Howard, and I think he's number 3 on the depth chart in that running back room. Obviously, that's a really talented room. What does that say about the fact that he was able to take advantage of those snaps?
I think it just talks about what we said when we got the OTAs, is that everybody's going to compete every week. Snipes has been here, he's for 4 years, and those guys compete, but they always know the next guy up has to be ready to go, and his opportunity presented itself, and those are the things that we talk about, as a team, that you never know when your number is going to be called. Everybody needs to be ready. Coach Fagans does a great job, coaching those guys, and that's why it's important for you study film, you practice hard, you're paying attention, so when your opportunity presents itself, you're ready to go, and that's at every position.
How nice is it to have such a loaded position at such a crucial part of your offense?
Oh, 100%. I truly believe you really do need, that 2.5, 3 running backs nowadays. It's not, we don't live in an era where you really want to give the guy 32, 36 carries a game. If you can have, 20 here, 15 here, 12 there, you're keeping fresh bodies always coming at them. And when you can have 3 running backs coming at you throughout the whole game, it also wears you down. And they all have different styles. One is more of a slasher, one is more of a bruiser, one has kind of a combination of both. So when you're playing us, you have to be ready for 3 different styles that's coming at you.
Have any old-timers brought up to you what happened when these two teams met about 25 years ago? Are you familiar? Do you have any clue what I'm talking about?
No one has talked to me about it. I know we've played 9 times and we're 0-9. I know that.
It was a top 20 matchup, undefeated, and it was BIAC refs. It was at Armstrong, and it was passed to William & Mary. He got tackled. The refs didn't blow a whistle. Everybody stopped. The guy kind of looked around and just ran in for the game-winning touchdown. And the referees got fired. I thought Dr. Harvey was going to kill the referees. But so nobody's brought that up. That was a very controversial. It was probably the most controversial finish I've ever seen in a game.
No one has brought that up. But like I said, they have let me know that we're 0-9 against them, and I'm like, okay. But we're gonna be okay. Those things are things in the past. Things that I haven't heard, and maybe somebody will say something to me, before the game on Saturday. But I think this is a great opportunity, and I know they not considered a rival game, but because we're so close, when you talk with our guys, a lot of guys have played against each other. I know we have some receivers that they've played with guys that are now, some are up there, some are down this way. So I think this will be fun to play. Coach London and I go back to 1998. We've known each other because I was on the same staff with him at Boston College. He was the D-line coach, and I was a GA at that time. So we have history, and we've always stayed in touch with each other, ever since then. So, I understand what his mentality is and what he likes to do, and it's not too far off of what I like to do.
You talk about you guys like to do the same things. These two teams both are really dominant rushing teams, top of the CAA. When you know that you're going into a game where it's strength on strength in that way, does anything about your approach change in terms of game management, knowing that maybe longer drives, maybe the game will go by a little quicker, things like that? Does any of that change?
Yeah, I don't know if it changes. I think it makes you aware of what needs to get done in that game. I think both sides of the ball, the offenses and the defense of both sides of the ball understand, drives may be limited depending on, what other teams do. So you have to be ready when your opportunity presents itself, offensively. Hey, you get a 3 and out, man, you really got to do a great job of not giving it right back. And I'm sure they're saying the same thing on the other side of it. You stress the special teams part of it, because when you look at the balance of both teams, where do you find that small edge? And so that's where you kind of, as you're game planning, where's that small edge going to be to kind of put yourself in a position to take that next move, because you are kind of identical on both sides of the ball.
Coach, week in and week out, we hear your players utilize the same phrases and verbiage that you use in these press conferences. Do you feel like the players have really started to buy into your vision of the program's culture and identity?
I'm hoping so. That's the one thing that, when I got this opportunity is really to bring these guys together. And again, you heard them talk about how they're playing for each other, and it's a brotherhood. And I truly believe that's how you build a program, is have them have say in what's going on, have them know who each other are. It's one thing for me to just be on the team. It's another thing for me to know, who I'm playing with, and know his family, and they know my family, and they know what I'm about, and I know what them about. And so, you know, you hear us talk about RYFP, reach your full potential. That's just not on the playing field. That's with everything that we do collectively, and you see those guys starting to bond together. And that's kind of how I was brought up as a player, and being around some coaches. You know, they talk about you win with good people. And so that's what we're trying to build here, is good people on and off the field with great character, great discipline. And when you put all those ingredients together, you give yourself a chance.
Do you feel like the Norfolk State game was close to your team's full potential?
Close, close. Again, there were some things that, you know, we needed to fix, but yeah, I really felt like, man, you saw all three phases kind of come together, and you're still seeing us grow. I mean, that's the thing. I know people, hey, this is what's going on. There's still so much growth for this football team still to come, that I'm excited to see, you know, where that goes in the next, you know, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Coach, I appreciate it.